Hello to all my friends out there. Hi, you guys. The year of the weird continues. Year 2 of the weird. And I was thinking, wow, I can remember a time that if people were going around in masks, people would call the police. Hoodies and masks, I don't think so. I was babysitting and I had my mask on, 2 masks the whole time because I didn't want to breathe on the baby, and I was thinking, wow, this poor little baby. It's the year of the weird. Okay. These Arizona teas are 2 for $1 at Walgreens. That's cheap. I thought 80 cents was the dirt cheap. Nope, Walgreens. Walgreens has a lot of good deals. Like on toilet paper, stuff like that. Okay, so I'm in my car. Today I have to run around in my car and do errands in my car home. So I was thinking, okay, so you saw I did the minimizing. It wasn't really fun, but I have all my stuff contained in bags so it can't get dust and they can't get ruined. And so I thought, this minimizing and various things we do, it does make our lives less cluttery and messy. And in a way, you have a higher quality of life. But when I used to work all the time, I kind of knew that the most important thing was to earn as much money as I could and live as good as I could when I wasn't doing that well financially. And I used to say, my God, I live better than some of these people that make tons more money than me, because I knew I had to. And so we're kind of in that position right now. I would exercise care in purging things. One of the things I am working on is a barter store, because it's strongly possible that we may be heading into a recessionary or a depressionary period. Okay, so we had a lot of distractions to distract us from the economy, from the job situation, things like that. The distractions were the Epstein, that was very distracting. Ghislaine Maxwell, she's a distraction. The coronavirus, which killed all kinds of people, and I think we all know where it came from. The election in itself and storming the Capitol, that was very distracting. And now it's the GameStop stock, and the stock market is kind of like grabbing our attention. So, okay, so that's distracting us from the economy. So the lockdown on the corona was a distraction in a way. What it was is small businesses could not operate because, of spreading the corona. They decided that the thing to do was the essential businesses could work, and then the small businesses couldn't. In a way, it was an attack on small business, which comprised 50% of the GDP. So we know just from that the GDP has been hit because of small businesses going on year 2. The whole month of January, the small businesses up there where I walk couldn't operate. So the GDP is down. The GDP dip is an indication that a depression may be coming. So we want to keep an eye on that. And so some people are saying, well, the small businesses are down, never to return. Well, it is an option, never to return. But I remember a story one time, and it was farmers, and the crops were destroyed. And the wife said to the husband, what are we going to do? And she said, we're going to replant. Did they have the best crop ever? No, but they did have a crop. So I think some people will be able to survive and reopen, or in time reopen. So the lockdown has affected us all because a lot of people were unemployed. Okay, so now I want to talk about the debt bubble. Okay, this is another indication that a depression or recession may be coming, maybe on the way, because during the Great Depression, people, I think they were moving really from they were moving from a farming to industrial to manufacturing. You know, it was from one phase to the other, and then they would have these depressions. So, and then the wars would cause a depression as well. So what happened was, it was the advent of installment payments, and when people lost their jobs, they couldn't pay the payments. Also, during the Depression, people were investing in the stock market, you know, everyday people, and it crashed. There was during the Roaring 20s, the confidence was high that nothing bad would happen, that you could sink all your money into the stock market. And so, you know, when they couldn't work anymore, they were dependent on industry that failed. Then, you know, the worst happened and they were thrown into a depression and they couldn't find a job. This couldn't find a job thing is key. Okay, so we have a debt market now, and we have strong confidence now in the stock market, but that was what happened prior to the Depression. And then if you lose your job, it's kind of right about now, because we have these rent protections and this government money. It is deceptive that things are actually better than they are, because, you know, you're not actually working and, you know, paying your rents and paying your car payments and such. Hang on to your car no matter what. Okay, and then 3, evaluating countries around the world. So how that can affect us is, say, a South America, Mexico does poorly, they're down there. And then we have Canada, they could be freezing, but they're not the problem, Mexico is. And then we have Asia, the Asian countries, they're huge consumers. And they've done well as long as they're manufacturing products we buy and the people around the world. So, and they started the corona, and chances are things are not as rosy as they're reporting. Okay, the grand solar minimum, this is year 2 of 11, so we can expect extreme cold. So, like, they don't say, people, a mini ice age is on the way. No, in fact, they play that down. That may be one of the reasons they want to compact us into cities. So all the preppers that moved out, I mean, my mom lived in Elko, Nevada, which is not considered really a frigid area, and the houses would be covered with snow. I mean, you know, the snow is up here, the house down there. So, and my mom's mother froze to death. So, you know, in our family, did you say cold? It can be bad. Remember Game of Thrones, winter is coming? Yeah, they would horrify the kids, winter is coming. So there needs to be preparation for the grand solar minimum. At the least, knowing it's on the way, at the least knowing that it starts getting bad, you've got to evacuate. Okay, the rich getting richer and the poor getting poorer, that indicates a depression too. I think we're seeing that. Strong possibility there may be an attack of the Hedge going on. You know, there's some people would call it an attack on small business. Now, you know, when they start attacking, who is they? The powers that be. Start attacking the rich, now you know we're in serious problems. Okay, number 6, dependence on government handouts. never a borrower or lender be. I think what has to be done is caution. Like, just don't rip through your house and minimize the whole thing, and you have nothing in there to sell if you should need money. Like, one of the things I've been acquiring for a long time is warm coats. And like, sometimes when I go into a thrift store, there are no coats. And sometimes they're totally crappy looking and overpriced. So I've been stockpiling those because, I know the grand solar minimum. Also, it gives me the capacity to donate them if I so desire. Sometimes blessings are more valuable than the money. Okay, and then, it's the dependence on the government is scary, because what if it just wasn't there for some reason? Then what? Well, maybe starvation, really. I think people like have this notion that people or institutions are going to take care of them. Well, that could break down. Okay, create self-employment. So if you have a problem, like in self-help groups, I think one of the most helpful thing is, I had a felony, I can't find a job, whatever, I can't find a job. So then the solution is you have to come up with self-employment. In my jobs, it was always, well, you can find another job. So I just want to say to those people, well, now you can put your business back in. It's not a big deal, right? It was bad, but what I did was I was always prepared. Okay, so the only I have Social Security, which is a government dependency. I have swap meet, but I'm not going to the swap meet because I don't want to catch a corona. eBay, I don't do that much because I don't want to go to the post office, to tell you the truth. YouTube, and I'm creating a barter store. And so what happens is, from time to time, one will support me. Sometimes the other one will give me some spending money. Okay, now the stock market. Okay, the stock market, when the confidence is high, the stock market does well and people invest their money. It's going to be interesting to see how this GameStop stock plays out. I am interested to see what's going to happen. If I was a psychic, I would say the little people will lose all their money. So now these are really side issues. So what can we do? Well, the main thing that I have always done is I've always stockpiled food. Not the best of food. Okay, so here's my little stockpile box for the car. And, I just have, some tuna and chicken, some soup and some chili, some beef stew, some deviled ham, and last night I used one half of this in my potato soup. The other half was cheese. I bought this one for the dog, really. And then, by finding the tea cheap, it was really buy one, get one free. So, being mindful and stockpiling food, that way you can go from weeks to months without buying any food, and you won't starve. I worked with girls. I remember this one always stands out in her mind. The kids ate the food in the refrigerator and got food poisoning. And probably worse stories than that I never heard of. Mainly keep your leftovers in the freezer and then take them out and microwave them. Okay, so we've had the first month of the year with the election, the distracting election, and we're supposed to be getting a stimulus. And so now it appears that maybe quite a few people might not be getting a stimulus. So in my stockpile, basically I stockpile cans, water, and non-perishable food because I want to know my food is there. And if my cans start to expire, I can donate them. And in my freezer, I have meat and bread. I ate pretty much everything down except the meat and the bread, because I have, canned meat in my stockpile. I can make sandwiches with a small fruit and a small salad. So I know I'm not going to starve on that. And then for the meat, one of the things I think people would run out of quickly is meat and sugar, like in the Depression. My grandmother told me that. And believe me, for the rest of her life, she always had big freezers, with meat. Okay, these are the important things. So stockpile food, prepare for cold winters, prepare for power outages. I'm working on that one. Prepare car in case you should have to stay in it or evacuate. I'm coming along on that one. And easy meals. Okay, so now I have a meal plan number 5, easy meal. I have smoked sausage, so I'll make a smoked sausage meal, chicken, bacon, a bacon meal, steak. On the smoked sausage, I bought those on sale. On the chicken, I bought chickens marked down, and on the steak, I bought that marked down. Soups and salad, Mexican, maybe tacos, Italian, maybe spaghetti. Okay, and I'm going to be making soups, because soups can really stretch your budget. Like if you want something to eat, you can go get a nice little bowl of soup. So last night I made the potato soup. There's a method to the madness. Now today I'm going to make macaroni and cheese soup. You need 3 cups water, 2 cups milk, 1 14 package mac and cheese, 1.5 frozen vegetables, and 1/2 pound Velveeta cheese. And I have some small pieces of cheese in my refrigerator that I want to use up, and I have some milk rolling around in there as well. And what I want to do is I want to try that on some, I have some of those Alfredo packages. I want to try this macaroni and cheese soup on the Alfredo packages. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pretty much bring the milk and the water to a boil. Then I'm going to add the macaroni and cheese packet, and you could add the vegetables, but I probably am not going to add vegetables in mine. That chicken casserole was good. Check that out. And then I'm going to just use as much cheese. I'm not going to just take one whole Velveeta cheese package and use the whole thing on one batch of soup. No, I'm going to be cheap. Okay, you guys, now be mindful of your money. I think one of the scary things is they say in jail, the 2 most popular books are the Bible and How to Earn $1 Million. The get rich quick schemes are like, usually like gambling. So, sometimes they don't pan out, but maybe the better strategy is, with what money I have, I'm going to live as well as I can now. And then, if I start getting rich, we'll see what happens. Okay, you guys, please like, comment, and subscribe, and God bless you all.